everybody, welcome back to Whiskey Witch. I hope everybody is doing good. Tonight we are going to be reviewing Woodford Double Oaked. There is a special story behind why I am doing this review. A friend of mine who actually sent me this shirt, Mary Nell and Larry Haas from Louisville, Kentucky, as well as Kathy West and Debbie Coons. They have the dog bourbon, and bourbon showed this year at Westminster.
Westminster Dog Show is going to have some Kentucky flair. Meet Bourbon, a golden retriever owned by Mary Nell Haas and Larry Virgin. Bourbon stopped by the Fraser History Museum downtown today. The museum is the official starting point of the Kentucky Bourbon Trail, and they've embraced this pup as a mascot of sorts. Bourbon's family says making it to Westminster was almost an accident.
It just so happened that Mary Nell hangs with other golden retrievers, ladies and all that, and they saw how good quality he was, and for that reason, we took him to a show. We took him to a show when he was 6 months old, and he got a point. His very first time in the ring on that, and then after that, we were hooked on that.
Bourbon's one of 48 golden retrievers around the world invited to Westminster. Ben, we're going to drive home from some flurries.
So, because this is Bourbon's favorite bourbon, we're going to review the Woodford Double Oaked tonight. And again, thank you guys for sending me this shirt. I love it. It's very awesome. Okay, and by the way, this bourbon, I did look up. It is widely available everywhere for everybody to enjoy. It's everywhere from Total Wine for around a little under the $40 price point up to like the $50 price point. So it's pretty widely available. It's a beautiful copper color, as you can tell. Let's give it a swirl here. Let's give it a nose. Right off the bat, I am getting lots of really yummy vanilla, caramel, just a little bit of oak. By the way, this is a double oaked. So what Woodford does is they rebarrel in another heavily toasted barrel that's heavily charred for approximately a year. So that's why it's obviously called a double oaked. And it's expensive process too, because they are using 2 virgin American oak barrels versus 1. All right, it's very sweet, little bit of oak, caramels, vanillas. It's just really yummy. Maybe a little bit of almost like a malted chocolate, not a baker's chocolate, not a milk chocolate. But it's almost dessert-like, very sweet smelling. Let's go ahead and give this a try. Skål, everybody. All right, so right away I'm getting really, really delicious vanilla and caramel. A little bit of that toasted oak. A little bit in the back, I'm getting a little bit of coffee note. Let me give this another sip. Yeah, again, I'm getting a little bit of coffee, a little bit of oak, caramel, vanilla. Not really getting any cherry, not any citrus, nothing like that. It's being a double oaked, you'd think it would be extremely oak forward, which can be kind of a turnoff to people. I'm not getting that in this at all. I did want to talk a little bit about bourbon. Bourbon actually lives on the Bourbon Trail, and he was highlighted by Louisville news stations before he went to Westminster. We're going to show you some clips of Bourbon. but he has been a great ambassador for the bourbon industry in Louisville, Kentucky, as well as the entire dog show community and the golden retriever breed. So again, this is cheers to you, bourbon. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and see what happens when I add a little bit of my old limestone mixing water from Michael Nye. I'm going to go ahead and add this is by the way, this is 90.4 proof, not real high proof. So I'm only going to add about 3 drops just to see what it does to it. Let that set for a minute. While I'm letting that open up, I wanted to talk about this. Yeah, I don't have a pharmaceutical thing on my table. This is actually hand sanitizer. If I can't get it open, maybe I can't get it open.
No, it has child protection.
It has child exactly. So if you guys can kind of see, it is pretty runny. What this is Southern Grace Distilleries is stopped production to sell. It's their white dog basically to Moose Pharmacy in Mount Pleasant, North Carolina, and they're selling this stuff for like $6 a bottle. But compared to regular hand sanitizers, I think this is 80% alcohol. Yeah, alcohol, antiseptic, 80%, topical solution hand sanitizer. And we actually tried to dump some like essence oils into it to make it not smell like white dog, but we were not successful. It still smells like white dog, but thanks to all the distilleries that are putting this out, especially for the workers in the front lines with the COVID-19. But let's get back to the Woodford. Again, I'm getting still a lot of it really coffee forward for me now on the nose after I added that bit of water and chocolate. I might even be getting a little bit of, believe it or not, pecan. Like a toasted pecan. Yeah. Coffee, chocolate, toasted pecan, caramel, vanilla. This stuff is really, really good. And I think for the price point, you know, there's a lot of bourbons in this price point. But I think this is one, because it is readily available. It's not at that super premium price point. I think this is just a good one to have on your shelf. And obviously, bourbon loves it. So, you know, here's to you, bourbon. We're gonna keep the Woodford on our shelf, and thanks to Southern Grace Distillery for making your hand sanitizer. Until next time, this is Whiskey Witch.